Hello and welcome to your daily dose of Satoshi's news. Today's date is Monday, the 23rd of December 2024, the year of a million transactions per second or more. Experience the best of both worlds today at betbitcoinsv.com, the best casino and sports betting on chain. Have a little flutter in private using the original protocol and genuine Bitcoin right. Let's see what we got today. This article by CoinGeek sounds great. It says Bitcoin's 5 billion transactions. Hold tight, it's just getting started. Oof. Looking forward to reading that. See the mention of Terranode in the article there. Got another post here by CSW, absolutely on fire at the moment. Cointelegraph says Trump appoints former college football player Bo Hines to head Crypto Council. See what that's all about. Another one on Sailor, which is going to be funny. Just commenting on this hijacking Bitcoin book a little bit. 365 days of Bitcoin history. We'll just touch on the figures and that'll be the end of the show. Right, let's get into it.
Satoshi, like a cowboy in the West, riding on the blockchain that they call the very best. 1 million strong, them transactions flying free. Just wait for the Terranode, you'll surely see.
Alright, here we are. So we actually got an article here by CoinGeek. This was actually written today, 23rd of December. So Bitcoin's 5 billion transactions. Hold tight, it's just getting started. Alright, here we go. So on December 12th, 2024, the BSV network processed 90,838,281 transactions in a single day. It was a record-breaking high point for the network over the past week or so, which has seen 10 straight days of over 65 million transactions each. The streak also saw Bitcoin pass another milestone, over 5 billion transactions processed since the network began operating in January 2009. There's been speculation among BSV followers recently over who might be responsible for the massive increase in transaction volumes. Are they going to touch on this? Blockchain Explorer and data source Watson Chain don't yet have identifying tags for those millions of transactions, but most likely it's a test of some sort. Testing on the mainnet really still costs a lot. A test that BSV appears to be passing with flying colours. Just to clarify something that's bound to be a talking point, even when it's a test, those are genuine transactions as far as the network is concerned. They're occurring on the Bitcoin mainnet, not a testnet. Whoever's sending those transactions is paying an appropriate fee. A processor, i.e. miners, are earning income from them. What matters is that BSV has the ability to handle tens of millions of transactions per day on the main network without any technical glitches or frozen transfers. We should also point out another statistic. The average per transaction fee has remained lower than that's 1/100th of a cent. On the day the BSV network processed over 90 million transactions, ordinary users could still send single transactions of any size for 677. That's jeepers. What is this? So that would be 1 cent, 10th of a cent, hundredths of a cent, thousandths of a cent, 10,000ths of a cent. Right, so less than 10,000th of a cent. For those unfamiliar with the negative exponentials. 90 million transactions per day is pretty amazing, and hitting a 5 billion total transaction mark before the end of 2024 is worth some applause. Absolutely it is. Soon, however, it'll seem less impressive. The BSV network is on the cusp of getting its biggest capacity upgrade ever as Terranode moves to the mainnet in the coming months. BSV currently runs on protocol software named Bitcoin SV Node. Terranode follows exactly the same rule set as the existing SV node, but has been rewritten to handle billions with a B transactions a day and millions per second. Any transaction created on BSV after Bitcoin's birth in January 2009 would just be as valid under Terranode as they were 10 to 15 years ago. Real Bitcoin versus digital gold in static vaults. At this point, we have to mention the sad story of BTC. Yes, the BTC, the ticker symbol and trading platform darling, also passes itself off as Bitcoin. BSV and BTC share a common transaction record up until mid-2017, when a network fork saw them head their separate ways. They didn't head their separate ways. BTC became a completely separate protocol. BTC chose to be an almost static speculative asset on a network that can't scale. BSV chose to scale massively on-chain. Well, BTC is a completely separate network. Nothing to do with Bitcoin whatsoever. BTC is sad, not for its current dollar value, but for breaking Bitcoin's promise to be a feasible worldwide electronic cash network that would empower ordinary people everywhere. BTC's entire network now processes a maximum of around 5 transactions per second, that's 5 with no zeros at all, and for the past week has had per transaction fees of $3 to $9. That's fine, sort of, if you're a crypto bro withdrawing money from a fiat exchange, but it's not saving the world. BTC these days is more honeypot than honey badger. Yeah, good one, I like that one. BSV chose to restore Satoshi Nakamoto's original vision, or I say maintain it actually, which would actually function as money. That's what SV stands for. On BSV, millions of transactions at minuscule fees give the world something far more enticing than making a small handful of traders a few quick bucks. BTC's proponents will say, but look at the monetary value of our 5 transactions per second instead. There's way more value being transacted on BTC. But on the surface, that's true, at least in USD and Euro, pounds and yen. But remember, most of that value comes from speculative trading on the BTC unit. It's not speculative trading, it comes from tether pumping it. BTC holders send funds to and from trading exchanges and sell them for fiat currency gains. Normally, that's value, at least for the small percentage of people in the world who hold and trade cryptos. In real economic beneficial terms, though, its value is more debatable. The lapel pin I have from 2014 says Bitcoin will free the markets, free the world. At the end of 2024, BTC has a USD market price of $106,000. That's a win if you're selling BTC for more dollars than you bought it for. But I'm not feeling the gains in the market or personal freedom. Can you actually use BTC for anything besides buying and selling it for fiat money, which is a Ponzi scheme? No, you can't. Scalable Bitcoin, that's BSV, is a network that aims to create entirely new financial models rather than a price betting game that leeches off the existing one. High volume and low fee transactions lead to new opportunities based on microtransactions and ownership, exchange of data. There's a new economy in social media interactions. There's another one in pieces of code and creative content, and another one in specific research and data collecting. It also works for selling physical goods and commodities for a new cent each. One person earning 1 cent isn't very headline grabbing in a one-time event, but on a network where you can earn that cent a million times or more every day, and we're talking real growth potential, it's also a far more long-term suitable project for miners too. With billions of transactions on a network the entire world can use, miners can actually earn income from their work. There's no need to pump the coin price or keep raising those transaction fees to stay afloat. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's done with utility. Exciting article there. People in CoinGeek know what's coming. Loving that. How about educating people on the difference between commodities and securities and how you commoditize data? That would be more appreciative, because that's the reason people go to conferences. They want to find out the magic sauce. How do you commoditize data? Those 5 elements. Then the network itself has got to go through the process of commoditization. That's what real value is, or money is, a commodity. Bitcoin can only be a commodity, or money if it's a commodity, and you have to explain how you commoditize data. And that's what differentiates Bitcoin from all these shit coins. Let's go on to this post here from CSW. He said, BTC is a gated garden, closed, stagnant, and terrified of anything it can't control. It's stuck in the past, clinging to the idea that small constrained blocks and off-chain fantasies like Lightning are enough to sustain a global system. They limit access, restrict usage, and call it innovation, but all they're doing is shutting the door on the real future. BSV is the opposite. It's open, limitless, and built to handle everything the world can throw at it. Scaling isn't just a technical feature, it's the key to unlocking new possibilities. While BTC cuts itself off, BSV opens the floodgates. Every tiny transaction, every small interaction, every payment, data record, or contract, it's all welcome. No arbitrary caps, no artificial bottlenecks. BTC's small block creates a system where only the privileged few can afford to play, where the high fees and low throughput suffocate creativity. They're playing a rigged game designed to enrich the same small circle at the expense of everyone else. Meanwhile, BSV says bring it on, no limits, no barriers. The more people use it, the stronger it gets. This isn't just about tech, it's about vision. BTC wants to stay small, pretending that scarcity equals value. But in the real world, value comes from utility. Exactly. If it's useful, it's valuable. If it's useless, it's worthless. From doing, from building. BTC's version of progress is a closed club, a system that serves itself, not the world. BSV, it's the infrastructure for everything, from tiny payments to massive data solutions. It's what a global system looks like. BTC is scared of scale because its scale exposes its weakness. BSV embraces it because scale is the future, and the future isn't waiting for BTC to go figure it out, it's already here. Love it. Love it. Loving that. That's great stuff. CSW, the poet, and we didn't know it. Everything. It's great reading these posts he puts out. Right, article here from Cointelegraph saying Trump appoints former college football player Bo Hines to head crypto council. Oh, what is this rubbish? Bo Hines will work under Donald Trump's crypto and Alcazar, David Sachs, on the incoming president's crypto council in a bid to foster innovation and growth for digital assets. Digital assets. It's not an asset if it's not on BSV. It's a piece of digital crap that can just be deleted. Donald Trump has appointed former college football player Bo Hines as the executive director of his incoming administration's new crypto council. A December 22nd post on his social media platform Truth Social, the United States president-elect said Bo Hines, an unsuccessful US House Republican candidate in 2022, would become the executive director of the Presidential Council of Advisors for Digital Assets. Let's have a look at this then. So he said, additionally, Bo Hines will be the executive director of the Presidential Council of Advisors for Digital Assets. And what's a college football player got to do with economics? A new advisory group composed of luminaries from the crypto industry and chaired by crypto czar David Sachs. Bo is a graduate of Yale University, fair enough, and a Wake Forest University Law School. In his new role, Bo will work with David to foster innovation and growth in digital asset space, while ensuring industry leaders have the resources they need to succeed. Together they will create an environment where the industry can flourish, more Ponzi scheming is what it is, and remain a cornerstone of our nation's technological advancement. That's bullshit, it's heading down the wrong path. Sriram Krishnan will serve as Senior Policy Advisor for Artificial Intelligence at the White House Office of Science and Technology Policy. Working closely with David Sachs, Sriram will focus on ensuring continued American leadership in AI and help shape and coordinate AI policy across government, including working with the Presidential Council of Advisors on Science and Technology. Sriram started his career at Microsoft as a founder member of Windows Azure. Congratulations to all. Really, just more Ponzi scheming in America. Never saw that one coming. Trump added that the new advisory group, dubbed the Crypto Council, would be headed by his crypto and artificial intelligence czar, pick David Sachs. In his new quote here, in his new role, Bo will work with David to foster innovation and growth in digital asset space. What growth is there? It's doing fuck all. It's literally there is no economic growth there whatsoever. It's growth in bullshit. That's literally all it's doing. While ensuring industry leaders have the resources they need to succeed, Trump wrote. In 2022, Hines ran as Republican candidate for North Carolina's U.S. House seat, but narrowly lost to Democrat rival Wiley Nickel. Hines, among several other Republican candidates, received funding from the American Dream Federal Action Super PAC, PAC, and other pro-crypto PACs. Former FTX CEO Ryan Salmon, who is currently serving a 7-year prison sentence or prison term for crimes including unlawful political contributions, reportedly contributed $13.4 million to Republican candidates, including Hines. Trump taps ex-A16Z GP as senior AI advisor. Trump also announced the appointment of former Andreessen Horowitz general partner Sriram Krishnan as the senior AI policy advisor to the new council. He said, I'm honoured to be able to serve our country and ensure continued American leadership and AI, working closely with David Sachs, Krishnan wrote on an X post in response to his appointment. The appointments reflect Trump's continued backing of the crypto industry. During his presidential campaign, he promised to make the US the world capital of crypto, of shitcoining, good grief, which saw him amass millions of dollars in funding from top crypto industry executives. He's appointed other pro-crypto backers, including billionaire Elon Musk, to key advisory roles. On December 4th, Trump nominated pro-crypto businessman and former Securities and Exchange Commissioner Paul Atkins to chair the agency, which industry executive hopes will dampen the regulatory's enforcement actions against the crypto industry, against shitcoining. They're going to don't tone it down to encourage shitcoin and Ponzi scheming. What a massive fail. What a massive fail. And let's read about this douchebag. Saylor floats US crypto framework with a $81 trillion Bitcoin reserve plan. Bitcoin bull Michael Saylor has pitched a US crypto framework saying a strategic digital asset policy can strengthen the dollar and neutralize the country's national debt. This dickhead going on again. MicroStrategy founder Michael Saylor has proposed a digital asset framework for the United States that includes establishing a Bitcoin reserve, that's a Gridcoin reserve, he claims could create as much as $81 trillion from the country's treasury. A strategic digital asset policy can strengthen the US dollar, neutralize the national debt, it prints its own currency, and position America as the global leader in the 21st century digital economy, Saylor said in a December 21st post. I mean, neutralise its debt. Everyone goes on about this debt. It's fiat currency. It's fraud. The debt is fraud. It's bullshit. And Michael can't even see through that. Saylor's crypto framework proposes establishing a strategic Gridcoin reserve capable of creating $16 to $81 trillion in wealth for the US Treasury, providing a pathway to offset national debt. What are you going to do? Pump BTT to an $81 trillion market cap through the use of Tether. Under Saylor, MicroStrategy has amassed over 439,000 Gridcoin, currently worth well over $41 billion, which they print from nothing, which has sent the company's stock price soaring this year alongside the cryptocurrency. He pitched Microsoft on buying Gridcoin, an idea that shareholders killed. Saylor's proposal defines 6 distinct categories: digital commodities such as Gridcoin, that's wrong, digital securities, digital currencies, digital tokens, non-fungible tokens, and asset-backed tokens. Shitcoining! Utter shitcoining! Good grief. The framework aims to establish clear roles for issuers, exchanges and owners, defining specific rights and responsibilities for each participant type, while emphasizing that no participant can lie, cheat or steal. It also provides a streamlined compliance approach and proposes compliance cost limits with a maximum of 1% of assets under management for token issuance and 0.1% annually for maintenance. What? Digital asset regulation must prioritize efficiency and innovation over friction and bureaucracy. What a hypocrite. That's what BSV does. The proposal says advocating for industry-led compliance rather than direct regulatory oversight. It also says that the US has an opportunity to catalyze a 21st century capital markets renaissance, unleashing trillions of dollars in value creation. Oh my god, Ponzi scheming. Pump with Tether. It aims to dramatically reduce issuance costs for millions to thousands and expand market access to 4,000 public companies to 40 million businesses, with an emphasis on rapid asset issuance. Finally, the crypto framework aims to help position the US dollar as the global reserve digital currency. Oh my god. It also aims to expand global digital capital markets from $2 trillion to $280 trillion, with US investors capturing the majority of this wealth. Oh my goodness me. By establishing a clear taxonomy, a legitimate rights-based framework and practical compliance obligations, the United States can lead the global digital economy, the proposal concluded. Still, serial Gridcoiner detractor Peter Schiff said the proposal was complete bullshit. Fair enough. Before adding that it would do the opposite. It would weaken the dollar, exacerbate the national debt, and make America a laughingstock. Yeah, Gridcoin will do that. MicroStrategy is the largest corporate holder of Gridcoin and has an aggregate portfolio of 54%, according to the Saylor tracker. Well, Saylor scheming. Oh my goodness. Stupid is as stupid does, is all I can say on that one. And I responded to this. So this guy, Matt Kim, so he's actually got, look, 154,000 followers. Says he's a free thinker. I don't know who he is. Look at his profile there. Matt Kim podcast episodes. Alright. Well, he said, Reddit in a day, Roger Ver. So many parallels to various industries and establishments. Something starts as a good idea only to be hijacked by greed and those addicted to power. Yeah. And so I've said here, you read it in a day because Roger left out the part where he too hijacked Bitcoin and stabbed Satoshi Nakamoto in the back. Yeah, you may as well double the size of that book with the amount of shit you could put in there that Roger's done. And shit coining, what was he talking about? Zano and all this crap the other day on Tucker Carlson. Honestly, an absolute disgrace. So on the 23rd of December 2013, the Federal Reserve Act was signed into law. So I said, watch the documentary Silverfish to follow the historic timeline of events that followed the Federal Reserve Act. That was the movie that I made, but this was it. The Federal Reserve Act signed into law December 23rd, 1913. President Woodrow Wilson signed the Federal Reserve Act in December 1913, culminating 3 years of discussion and debate over development of a central bank, which is why they had to get rid of Benjamin Guggenheim, Isidor Straus and Jacob Astor on the Olympic that they switched for the Titanic. Good grief. Look at that. With the nation confronting another financial crisis in 1907 and the United States, the only one of the world's major financial powers without a central bank, the nation was forced to turn to Wall Street. Financier mogul JP Morgan, who had bailed the government out of a financial crisis in 1895, organised the private sector investments and lines of credit to stabilise the banking system amid its latest panic. Recognising that the nation could not continue to rely on wealthy individuals to stem an economic and financial crisis, they've been doing this for years and years and years, Congress passed the Aldrich Vereland Act on May 30th, 1908. The legislation provided for the issuance of emergency currency, securities fraud, and created the 18-member National Monetary Commission, chaired by Senator Nelson Aldrich, to determine what changes were necessary to the nation's monetary system and laws related to a banking currency. Yeah, what's this about 19? Over the next 3 years, the Commission travelled to the major capitals of Europe and hosted a number of hearings in the United States. In January 1911, when the US government took a J.D. Rockefeller Standard Oil Company off him, Aldrich unveiled a plan that, after a year of revision by the Commission, was presented to Congress in 1912 after they'd sunk the Olympic and switched for the Titanic, and called for a National Reserve Association. These scumbags have literally been planning this one world government takeover for thousands of years, and we see what their point was now. They want a one world totalitarian government, a Zionist government. Oh, dear, oh dear, dear, oh dear. Anyway, 23 minutes gone on. Let's look at the figures. We've got Bitcoin at $53, transactions 99 now, block size 98. Let's have a look at that. 77 million, representing 96.8% of the entire market. Lovely jubbly. Let's have a look at some of these blocks coming through. Look at beautiful. 635. Come on. Over half, 560. Over half a gigabyte. Another 648. Yeah, and these are going to grow and grow and grow according to CoinGeek. Let's keep our fingers crossed. That would be amazing. 181,000 times cheaper, 26.5% comparable mining loss. Shows you what miners are willing to sacrifice in order to get their hands on Bitcoin. Alright, just seeing that one. There we go. Excellent. Hope you enjoyed the show. So as ever, if you enjoyed these updates, please ding your donations for your appreciation to either Satoshi at Sembi.com, Handcash.io, Simply.cash, Related.com, RockWallet.me or Senti.ch. We'll leave it there. Hope you enjoyed it. As ever, be aware, take care, stay safe out there, and we'll see you in the next one.